Canada just shocked the world by turning its back on the U.S. and sealing a massive aluminum trade deal with the EU and Asia, and Donald Trump is furious. What does this mean for North American trade and the global market? Stay tuned, because this could change everything. First off, let's talk about the deal itself. Canada has agreed to a groundbreaking trade agreement focused on aluminum exports with the European Union and several Asian countries, including South Korea and Japan. This deal is not just a small side arrangement, it represents billions of dollars in potential aluminum sales, opening up new markets for Canadian producers and strengthening economic ties with some of the world's largest economies outside North America. For years, Canada has relied heavily on the United States as its primary trade partner for aluminum, with U.S. companies importing a significant portion of Canadian aluminum products. However, the relationship has been rocky, especially during the Trump administration, which imposed tariffs and trade barriers on Canadian aluminum as part of a broader protectionist agenda. Those tariffs hurt Canadian producers and strained diplomatic relations. Now, with this new deal, Canada is sending a clear message: it's diversifying its trade partnerships and reducing reliance on the U.S. market. The agreement promises lower tariffs, streamlined customs procedures, and collaborative regulatory standards that will make it easier and cheaper for Canadian aluminum to flow into these new regions. From a strategic perspective, this deal helps Canada hedge against future trade conflicts with the U.S. and taps into the growing demand for aluminum in Europe and Asia. The EU's focus on green energy and infrastructure projects means increased demand for aluminum, a lightweight, recyclable metal crucial for everything from electric vehicles to renewable energy installations. Meanwhile, Asia's booming manufacturing and technology sectors are hungry for high-quality aluminum products. But what about Trump's reaction? According to insiders, the former U.S. president is furious about Canada's move. During his tenure, Trump was vocal about renegotiating trade deals and putting America first. He viewed Canada's aluminum exports with suspicion and frustration, often blaming Canadian policies for hurting U.S. industries. Now, seeing Canada secure lucrative deals elsewhere, Trump and his allies perceive it as a direct challenge to U.S. economic influence and a potential loss of market share. Political experts suggest this development could further complicate Canada-U.S. relations, especially if Trump's faction regains power or influence in future American administrations. It could also inspire other countries to pursue similar diversification strategies, reducing their dependence on any single trade partner, a clear signal that global trade is shifting toward more multipolar arrangements. For Canadian aluminum producers, this deal couldn't come at a better time. After years of uncertainty due to U.S. tariffs and market volatility, they finally have new opportunities to expand and innovate. Industry leaders are optimistic that the deal will create jobs, boost exports, and solidify Canada's position as a key player in the global aluminum market. Of course, there are challenges ahead. Adapting to new regulatory frameworks, meeting the environmental standards set by European partners, and navigating geopolitical tensions in Asia will require skillful diplomacy and coordination. But the potential rewards make these hurdles worth overcoming. For consumers and businesses, this deal could also mean more competitive pricing and a more stable supply of aluminum products. With diversified markets, Canadian producers aren't as vulnerable to sudden shocks or tariffs, which ultimately benefits the entire supply chain from manufacturers to end users. In summary, Canada's bold pivot away from the U.S. aluminum market to forge strong ties with the EU and Asia is a game-changing move with wide-reaching implications. It strengthens Canada's global trade position, challenges U.S. dominance, and highlights a shifting landscape in international commerce.